too much of one element and not enough of another element. So immediately when we're talking about alignment, we're also talking about the elements as well. All right. So what does it mean to be in alignment? It means that you feel like your life is balanced out. Okay. It means that you feel it, and it's not just a feeling. Okay. It's actually what's happening. You can tell if you're in or out of alignment based on not only how you feel. Okay. You can tell if you're in or out of alignment also based on access, okay, how doors are opening for you. All right, when you're trying to do something, does it like happen easily? Are you able to get in communication with your ancestors, your spirit guides? Like when you speak to them, do they hear you? Do they listen? Do they respond? Like this is this is real, y'all. All right, when we're talking about ancestors and spirit guides, like they're real. So you can know if you're in alignment or not because you will see the presence of these things in your life. When you talk to them, when you speak to them meaning your ancestors, the invisible, the spirit realm, do they respond? Do they respond? And they will. They will respond if you have that connection, if you are in alignment. So this is why it's important that we talk about being in alignment, because your spiritual life essentially depends on being in alignment or not. And a lot of times when we're talking about alignment, it also means either the presence or absence of one or several of the elements that exist. Okay. So we know the elements are air, water, earth, fire. Okay. Stay with me. For some of you, this may, sound foreign. All right. So this means the presence or absence of one or more of the elements. If you are in alignment, usually that means that you will see the presence of all the elements within your life. All right. That means that however way that these elements manifest themselves, they materialize themselves, you will see that in your life. So for example, the element of air is connected to communication. The element of air is an element of opening. Okay, this is Legba energy. This is Metkafu energy. And correct me if I'm wrong, some of you. This is Gedeni Bo energy. Okay, in Haitian Vodun, this is the entities that connect us to opening the way. All right. So the presence of this element means that when you are trying to make your way or make something happen, okay, and sometimes it's also a matter of blocking certain things. So when you have the presence of this element within your life, that means that your communication usually is clear. Okay, so if it's not clear, there's something happening here. All right, that needs to be addressed. Your communication is clear. The ways are open. When you speak to the spirit realm, they literally respond to you in real time. Real time means that they speak to you in dreams, because this is where the invisible and the visible connect. Okay, because within this physical realm that you see is not all there is to it. There is a spiritual aspect and there's a physical aspect. And so part of the advantage that we have is that as human beings, we have a dynamic connection to the spirit realm. Like many of us are not even aware of this. So your connection to that spirit realm, you're able to connect to the spirit realm, and there needs to be an opening for that to happen. And so your connection to air element is important. So if your communication is blocked, that may mean that there's something, with the air element. All right. So there may be a lack of that element within your energy. Okay. So water element is about relationships. It's about wealth. Okay, that's also one element connected to wealth. It's about wealth. It's about the water element is about your emotions. So if your emotions are out of whack, there could be some, blockages with the water element. Water element is connected to all the feminine energies, okay? Water element is a very feminine element. So if you're in your masculine quite a bit, there could be some work that needs to be done in order for you to balance out your energies, all right? Let's take earth. Earth is connected to abundance. The home is connected to businesses. So if you are in alignment, okay, so if you are in alignment and this element is very much present in your energy, then you'll notice that your businesses are working well. You'll notice that the earth element is also connected to family. It's also connected to being grounded. Okay, that energy that makes you feel like, okay, I've got 10 toes down, and it's like regardless of how the winds blow, it's not going to shake me. All right, so the presence of this element means that I want to say challenges having to do with your home, okay? Challenges having to do with businesses. Also money is connected to, some instability with the earth element. Let's take fire. Fire is a protective element. Fire is all about protection, not communication, protection, purification. Okay, so there may be a disconnection there if some aspects of that is out of whack. So we're talking about alignment, right? Okay, so the elements, it's one of the way. Okay, it's only one of the many ways to figure out whether you're in or out of alignment. All right. And if you have questions as I'm talking about this, you can let me know. In or out of alignment. And I think I want to say most of you know what I mean when I say you're in or out of alignment. Okay, that means that you feel like, okay, things are balancing out, like you're moving through your path. Things don't feel shaky. All right. And many of you will notice if you're not in alignment, based on, the feeling. For some of you, you will feel it. If you're out of alignment, you're going to feel it. You're going to know. You're like, something just doesn't feel right. It could be mental. All right. So this is how you know that you may not be in alignment, and you will feel it. It's a feeling associated with being in alignment. Okay. It may feel like something feels like there's something off, something's not right. Okay. It may be mental, it may be emotional, it may be spiritual. Okay. It may be physical as well. All right. So for example, with the physical, like you just notice that you're not able to make the amount of money that you're capable of making. Okay. There is something that could be out of alignment that's connected to that. All right. So there are different aspects of, excuse me one second. Okay. So there are different aspects of being in alignment. It's a feeling, all right, mental, physical, or spiritual. All right. And if you have questions, you could put it in the chat and I will try to answer those towards the end of the live. All right. One thing you get to know about when we're talking about being in alignment, everything that you do, okay, everything that you do is essentially either putting you in alignment or taking you out of alignment. That's one thing a lot of folks don't, a lot of folks are trying to understand that. Every single thing that you do essentially either can put you in alignment or out of alignment. And we're talking about the simplest things, the foods that you eat, the words that you speak, the people that you hang out with. Yes, those folks. Okay. Some of y'all have heard if you hang out with dogs, you get, you get fleas, right? Which is not always the case, right? Because if you hang out with high vibrational energy, it's like, whoo, you just notice like you're soaring. Okay. The people that you hang out with, it's a source of whether or not you can be in alignment or not. What else? So we said also the thoughts, your thoughts, the way you think can put you in alignment or out of alignment. The words that you speak, the the other way. The thoughts that you have, the words that you speak, the people that you hang out with, the foods that you eat, the environment that you are in can put you in alignment or out of alignment.